Hokage get burning art at the start, Chapter 101-120. Chapter 101 The Master of Orochimaru is me. Because Kazama wanted to see if Izanagi's Sasuke had successfully awakened. If Sasuke can wake up by himself, it means that he has solved the obsession in his heart. But I never thought that Sasuke today is still in the infinite loop of Izanami. Sasuke, this guy. It seems that the dead knot in his heart is really hard to solve. If so, then you can continue to stay here. Kazama sighed helplessly, then quietly left Konoha and went to Otogakure village. Now that Orochimaru has been conquered, the village of Otogakure has become Kazama's territory. Since there was no news of the tailed beast recently, Kazama took the time to visit his site. But what Kazama didn't expect was that he had just arrived in this Otogakure village. He was surrounded by a group of vicious local rogues. Little devil, what's the point of coming to our Otogakure village? Seeing this group of people look bad, Kazama knew that they must be treating themselves as enemies. I'm here to find Orochimaru, Bastard, how dare you call us Orochimaru-sama's name? At this time, before Fengjian could finish his words, the group of scoundrels immediately rushed towards Fengjian and launched an attack. It's Otogakure village under Orochimaru's rule. The folk customs are really strong. Fengjian smiled coldly after seeing it, and did not resist, but just let these people kill him. Because in the face of Kazama, who has absolute defense, the attacks of these people have no effect at all. Haha, kid, are your legs weak from our fright? You even forgot to run away. Just when everyone thought that Kazama would be killed by himself. But he never expected that the attacks of himself and others would be blocked by Kazami with his body. Seeing that the defensive power of Funyun's body was so strong, these rascals couldn't help being stunned. I'll tell you again, I'm here to find Orochimaru. Since you are Orochimaru's subordinates, I'll inform him immediately. Stop talking nonsense. How can we Orochimaru-sama meet a little bastard like you? Not bad. Kid, don't think we can't deal with you because of your rough skin and thick flesh, Feng Mozan. One of them, who looked like a leader, immediately attacked the wind again with a weapon. It's a pity that he was knocked to the ground by a bone spur before he got close to the wind room. Then a beheading knife was placed on the man's neck. Bastard. How dare you do something to Lord Kazama? I think you are tired of living. The sudden appearance of Kimimaro, Zaibushin and others immediately surrounded these rascals. Kazama, Sanada Kazama. Hearing the words of Kimimaro, Zaibushin, and others, everyone was terrified. As the subordinates of Orochimaru in Otogakure village, how could they not know Kazama's name? Because Kazama is the master of Orochimaru. It's late, please punish Kazami-sama. Orochimaru also came here in a hurry at this time. Those rascals kowtowed to the wind when they saw Orochimaru, how dare they stand? Therefore, he immediately fell to his knees with a plop, so scared that he didn't even dare to raise his head. You bastards, how dare you attack Lord Kazama? Orochimaru said that he was going to use the hidden shadow snake hand to kill everyone. After seeing these ruffians, they cried with snot and tears, and hurriedly rushed to the wind and kept begging for mercy. Lord Kazama, please help us. We were blind-eyed before, so we mistakenly thought that you were the enemy of Orochimaru-sama. That's why we attacked you. I beg you to spare us once. As long as you spare us, those of us will surely go to the Mountain of Swords and the Sea of Fire for you. Orochimaru, forget it. Hearing the cry of these people, Kazama immediately waved his hand. Chapter 102 I can help you speed up your cultivation. He naturally knew that these people didn't do it on purpose before, after all, they had never seen him before. Mistaking oneself for the enemy is also excusable. Don't hurry up and say thank you to Lord Kazama. Thank you, Lord Kazama. Thank you, Lord Kazama. After everyone left, Orochimaru immediately came to Kazama with a smile on his face. Kazuma-sama, you are really kind-hearted. Don't worry, from today onwards, I will spread your portrait throughout Otogakure village, and no one will mistake you for an enemy. Have you checked the group of people who attacked me just now? Although our Audiobook village is in urgent need of manpower, we can't really recruit those rascals. Don't worry, Kazama-sama, those people just now had no major evil in their lives. They were wandering samurai around. Because I was worried that Akatsuki would send someone to deal with me, I gave them death orders. Anyone who is a stranger should be killed. This order should be changed as soon as possible, otherwise those who are willing to take refuge in our Audiobook village will be scared away as soon as they arrive. They will follow the guidelines of the guards of Konoha, first ask their identities, and then decide whether to let strangers into Audiobook village. As ordered. And I said, Orochimaru, your Audiobook village is too broken. Kazama looked at the sparsely populated Audiobook village in front of him, and felt a little disappointed. This is quite different from the ninja villages like Konoha and Kumogakur that I imagined before. This. Hearing Kazama's question, Orochimaru immediately scratched his head in embarrassment. Because I just wanted to use this place as a stronghold at first, I didn't pay much attention. If you want to make this a super ninja village like Konoha, I'm afraid it will take some time, and money is also a big problem. After all, building a village and recruiting people requires money in every way. Quote. Orochimaru. Seeing Orochimaru crying poor in front of him, Kazama immediately laughed. I said, Orochimaru, you are one of the Sannin anyway, I don't believe you have no money. To be honest with what you said, Lord Kazama, I do have some savings, but it's all spent on experiments, so. Hearing Orochimaru's words, Kazama immediately shook his head helplessly. No more cuts. Subordinates are here. Didn't I ask you to divide the money of the Country of Wave card into two, one for the people of the Country of Wave, and the other is our spare? How much money is left now? That money has not been touched, but according to what Orochimaru-sama said, this money is simply a drop in the bucket, and it is not enough for the construction of the village. That's right. Orochimaru hurriedly took the words of Zaibujian and said. Actually, building houses and walls is very simple, you just need to find some ninjas who know Doden, Earth style, but if we want to expand our manpower, we must spend a lot of money to attract those wandering ninjas in the past. After all, Audiobook village doesn't have a name yet, so it's impossible for anyone to come here because of it. Quote. Name. It's easy. I can make Audiobook village famous right now. Doden, Earth style. Kazama said that he immediately cast Doden, Earth style, and built 2 towers. This is. Seeing Kazama's move, Orochimaru and the others were immediately at a loss. I don't know what this has to do with the Audiobook village's name. There are many ways to attract past ninjas. Although it is very convenient to use money, it is inevitable to attract some people who are obsessed with money. These people will be embarrassed and useful in the future. If you can let outsiders know to join our Audiobook village, you can quickly improve your own strength. If so, then I don't want it to be long before our Audiobook village will become crowded. Fengjian said and injected a large group of fallen heart flames into the bottom of one of the towers. This fire is called Falling Heart Flame, and it is known as a cheating device for cultivation. That is to say, anyone who is close to this fire can rapidly increase their own strength. Really, it's so amazing. Hearing Kazama's words, Orochimaru and the others were shocked. Chapter 103. It can also prevent you from getting into trouble. Because they never knew that in this world, there are flames that can quickly improve their strength. If it's true or false, I said it doesn't count, you will know when you go in and try it. Good. Orochimaru, Kimimaro, Zaibu Zanbai and others immediately became interested. Everyone scrambled to enter the Fallen Heart Flame Tower. After a cup of tea, Orochimaru and the others walked out excitedly. Everyone was full of praise for the ability of the Fallen Heart Flame Tower. Especially Kimimaro and Shiro, because they are a lot weaker than Orochimaru. Therefore, they can feel the changes brought to them by the Falling Heart Flame. Lord Fengjian, this Fallen Heart Flame is too miraculous. We only had a short tea time when we entered, and we actually felt the obvious change in strength. Yeah, if we stay in for a year and a half, wouldn't we all be able to become Kage-level masters? Hearing the words of Orochimaru, Zabujan and the others, Kazama immediately smiled and nodded. As long as we spread the story of the fallen Heart Flame Tower, are you still afraid that no one will come to join our Otogakur village? Yeah, this fallen Heart Flame Tower is a treasure. Those who come here will probably crush our Otogakur village. Haha, of course that is. Everyone laughed when they said that. Lord Fengjian, this fallen Heart Flame Tower can speed up cultivation, so what is the other tower for? Hearing the questions of Orochimaru and the others, Kazama smiled faintly. Then, the Qinglian Earth Heart Fire in the body was injected into another tower. This is the Qinglian Earth Core Tower. It is for your peace of mind, because those who rely on the fallen heart flame to cultivate will become mad because their strength increases too quickly. If you find that you or others have this symptom, let them they enter the Qinglian Earth Center Tower, so as to eliminate the symptoms of ecstasy. It turns out that, Lord Kazama, you are so thoughtful. And this Qinglian Earth Center Pagoda can relax people's minds. If you encounter a bottleneck in your normal understanding of ninjutsu and feel irritable, you can also come to this Qinglian Earth Center Pagoda. Great, in this way, we can not only improve our strength quickly, but also avoid getting into the devil. Lord Kazama, you are so great. At this time, Orochimaru and the others were already full of admiration for Kazama. At that time, anyone who voluntarily joins our Otogakur village will be allowed to enter the Fallen Heart Flame Pagoda and Qinglian Earth Heart Pagoda once for free, and they will need to pay money for future entry, or complete tasks for our Otogakur village. Come to us to recruit people to strengthen Otogakur village and improve the financial resources of our Otogakur village. Quote. It's not bad, Lord Fengjian, don't worry, I will do it, and I will definitely protect the Fallen Heart Flame Pagoda and Qinglian Earth Heart Pagoda. Orochimaru patted his chest as he spoke, because in the future they and others would have to rely on these two towers for their cultivation. Orochimaru and the others will fight them desperately without waiting for Kazama's orders. The flames in these two towers should last for a year and a half. After this period of time, I will come back to inject new flames. Thank you Kazama-sama, you are so kind. With your help, I think our village of Otogakur will surpass Konoha and the 5 great kingdoms of ninja. Not bad. Our Otogakur village will be the top existence. The big snake and the others were all very happy. Chapter 100 400s of Mokuden, wood-style, villas in one shot. Lord Kazama, since you are here, why don't you take a few more days rest in our Otogakur village? Yeah, this is your territory, so please don't see outsiders. Hearing the warm invitations from Orochimaru, Kimimaro and others, Kazama didn't want to refuse. But this Otogakur village is so shabby, it can be described as a mess. Compared to the residents of my Sanada clan, this place is simply. Thinking of this, the wind immediately smiled bitterly. Forget it, I won't stay here if I have something to do. Orochimaru was also a smart person, and immediately understood what Kazama meant. Lord Kazama, the accommodation conditions in our Otogakur village are a little worse, but this is also a matter of course, because we don't have the money to hire craftsmen for the time being. Hearing Orochimaru's words, Kazama suddenly thought that if he used Mokuden, wood-style, building a house would not be easy. So he immediately smiled and said, can't you build a house without a craftsman? Of course, because we are ninjas, we naturally can't build houses. Hearing Kazama's question, Orochimaru felt helpless. Okay, then look at me, Mokuden, wood-style. Even the Jinchuriki, column house. As Kazama's hands landed, hundreds of wooden houses appeared in a row in a large open space in Otogakur village. And the structure of the house is exactly the same as the house built by the craftsman, even better than the craftsman's craftsmanship. That's the benefit of Master Mokuden, wood-style, a new home anytime, anywhere. Although it is still unable to perform the Mokuden, wood-style, mysteries like Shinsasenju and the Buddha on the top. However, there is still no problem in performing such simple ninjutsu as even the Jinchuriki column family. Damn it. This. Seeing Kazama's hand, Orochimaru and the others were dumbfounded. Although Orochimaru was slapped in the face by the speed of light in the wind at this time, he was very happy with the slap in the face this time. Because he had already had enough of the shabby surroundings of Otogakur village. But I don't know Mokuden wood style, and I can't improve. So seeing Kazama's Mokuden wood style now, and building hundreds of houses in an instant, Orochimaru almost fainted with excitement. After all, everyone likes to live in a new house. Lord Kazama, you really are, this. Everyone was already happy and incoherent. That's exciting. Too early. Mokuden wood style is born. Kazama casts Mokuden wood style again, using his chakra as the source of life. Hundreds of towering trees have grown on the land around Otogakur village. Otogakur, which was once Lois High, is now surrounded by a forest. I rely on. Just as everyone exclaimed, Kazama immediately cast Doden, earth style, and Suiden, water style. Many rivers and waterfalls have been created around here, and the fragrance of birds and flowers is refreshing for a while. Although everyone knows Doden, earth style, and Suiden, water style, they never thought of using ninjutsu to change the environment. And even if they think about it, they can't accomplish such a feat. After all, they have limited chakra. But in front of the infinite chakra wind, he can complete any kind of feat in an instant. Tell everyone who comes and go that anyone with lofty ideals who voluntarily join our Otogakur village will get a new house for free, plus one free entry to the Fallen Heart Flame Tower and Qinglian Earth Tower, and the environment here is so beautiful now, I will. If you don't believe it, no one will come. Not bad. Kazama-sama, I promise you, within a month, our village of Otogakur will be overcrowded. Orochimaru is telling the truth. Because the environment of Otogakur village is now comparable to that of Konoha and other ninja villages. Coupled with the Fallen Heart Flame Tower, which can improve strength, and the Qinglian Earth Center Tower, which can avoid going into flames. And it also gave free luxury villas. If no one came, it would be hell. Chapter 105 Ridiculed by Rubbish. Haha, that would be the best. Now that the environmental problems of Otogakur village have been resolved, the next step is financial resources. A ninja village without financial resources and strength will not be able to go very far. Then what shall we do? Strength comes slowly, and financial resources. I heard that there are many bandits around here who are robbing their homes. You can snatch the savings of those bandits and use them as the financial resources of our Otogakur village. I don't care if you are extorting, kidnapping, in short, as long as you are dealing with unforgivable people, you can do whatever you want, but this trick must not be used on the common people, otherwise they will be killed without mercy. Follow the order. We will not kill innocent people indiscriminately. After hearing Kazama's warning, Orochimaru and the others pledged their lives to Kazama. And I will also provide financial support for our Otogakur village through other channels, so let's do it. Don't worry, Lord Kazama, we will live up to your expectations. After a night in the village of Otogakur, Kazama set off again and returned to Konoha. Before Kazama entered Konoha, Shizune, who went out to find Kazama's whereabouts, was dragged to Tsunade's office. I said, Shizune-sama, why are you in such a hurry? Where did you stay for the night if you didn't go home? Master Tsunade has an important task assigned to you. What's so urgent? I still want to sleep in. The wind immediately sighed helplessly. What? Let me protect the princess of the land of fire. Kazama was instantly overjoyed when he heard Tsunade's assignment to him. Because he just wanted to provide financial support to his Otogakur village. If you take up the task of protecting the princess of the land of fire. With the wealth of the Fire Nation's name, he will definitely get a lot of bounties. Thinking of this, the wind immediately bloomed with joy. Tsunade-sama, how much is the bounty this time? You kid, you usually don't care about bounties. Seeing Kazama's sudden interest in quest bounties, Tsunade was very puzzled. Because Kazama belongs to the Sanada family, but the richest family in Konoha village. As a rich second-generation Fengjan, he has never been short of money to spend. Because I look at my ability to make money. After all, our Sanada family is also a merchant family. Kazama thought that the village of Otogakure was his personal armament. Otogakure village with the family's financial resources. Well, although I don't know if you are telling the truth, this quest can meet your requirements. Because the bounty for this quest is dozens of times the S-rank bounty, plus the completion of the quest the reward of the famous name of the country of fire, your kid will definitely make a lot of money. If that's the case, then thank you Tsunade-sama for your love, I'll take over this task. It turns out that the princess of the Land of Fire was attacked by bandits some time ago. And the strength of this group of bandits was so strong that the princess's guards suffered heavy casualties. Therefore, the daimyo of the Land of Fire asked Konoha village to send ninjas to protect the princess. Find these bandits at random and eradicate them. Wait a minute. Tsunade immediately stopped Kazama, who was preparing for the mission. The bandit this time is very cunning, and your name has already resounded throughout the country of fire, so if they knew that you were going to protect the princess, they would definitely not be able to hide, so I discussed it with the big name of the country of fire. Only he and I know your true identity, the rest of the people, including the princess, will think you are just an ordinary genin, so you must not reveal your true identity before the task is completed. I see. Hiraishin, S-mark in his family residence and in Otogakure village. This way, whether it is to go to Konoha or go to Otogakure village, the base area, in the future, it can be reached in an instant. Stop. What are you doing? After Kazama came to the palace of the Kingdom of Fire, he was immediately stopped by several guards. I'm genin from Konoha village, ordered to protect the princess. The wind hurriedly said respectfully. What? Is the fucking Konoha village crazy to have a genin protect our majestic princess? I see that you are so weak and frail, that a fart can knock you down. You still protect our princess. Did the donkey kick you out of your head? Ha ha. Boy, hurry home and get some milk, you are not qualified to protect the princess of our country of fire. The guards laughed as they spoke. Chapter 106 Mock me kill for 1,000 years. Looking for death. Kazama immediately prepared to teach these guards a lesson. Yo, still want to do it? I beat you with a whip. These guards didn't take Kazama in their eyes at all. Presumptuous. At this moment, a middle-aged man in brocade and satin came over. This little brother is the name of our country of fire. Please Konoha, please come to protect our princess. You are so rude, don't hurry to apologize to this little brother. What? Hearing the middle-aged man's words, the guards were immediately shocked. They never expected that the useless person in their eyes was actually a ninja from the Land of Fire. Although they could look down on Kazama, they never dared to disobey the order of the Fire Nation's daimyo. So he could only laugh at the flesh and not laugh, and Chungfengjan apologized. This little brother, you don't need to have the same knowledge as them, so hurry up and go with me to see the big name. He has been waiting for you for a long time. Seeing that these guards had already apologized to him, Kazama didn't want to pay too much attention to them. But as soon as Kazama left, the guards whispered again. I don't know what our big name thinks. We actually found such a useless protector to protect the princess, and sent someone to meet him in person. I don't think this little bastard is the illegitimate child of the big name. What ninja invited? It's just a cover. Ha ha, just like he looks like a bear, is he worthy? These guards thought that Kazama had left, so their ridicule would never reach Kazama's ears. But they don't know, in front of Kazama, who has super perception. Every move of these people is clearly perceived in the wind. Humph, it's really a toast, not eating and drinking. The wind in the distance sneered, and immediately cast demonic illusion on these guards. Because Kazama had absorbed Otogakure Tayuya's attacks before, he also had Tayuya's abilities. Even though these guards are quite far away from the wind, the sonic attack can follow the wind. Therefore, in a few breaths, these guards who laughed at Kazama fell into demonic illusion. Start taking turns to cast Millennium Kill on each other. Damn it. What are you doing? Stop it. I can't stop at all. Why don't you stop? I can't stop either. Accompanied by bursts of mourning, the gate of the palace was flying around for a while, and these guards were even more sore. And Kazama has just arrived at the door of the palace of the Fire Country Daimyo. I saw that everyone here was already in a mess. What's the matter? When I saw this scene, I was very puzzled. This little brother, you don't know something. Our country of fire has always been in poor health. Some time ago, the princess was attacked by bandits again. After hearing this, the name became even more anxious, and his condition worsened. We have invited the country of fire. All the famous doctors, but there is no way to make the condition better. The middle-aged man said and brought Fengjian in. After all, Kazama was sent by Konoha to protect the princess, so it was natural to let the Fire Country Daimyo meet. Hey, Daming is terminally ill, and we are unable to revolving heaven. Let's prepare for the funeral as soon as possible. As soon as Fengjian came in, he saw the many imperial doctors in the house groaning. Isn't it? I still want the daimyo to reward me well after completing the task, so I have to prepare for the funeral. Fengjian sighed secretly in his heart, and immediately wanted to step forward to check the situation. Perhaps his own young fire could save daimyo. So Fengjian hurriedly said to the middle-aged man beside him, I have also studied medicine. I wonder if you can let me heal the big name. What kind of shit are you? You dare to heal the daimyo? Before the middle-aged man could open his mouth, a large group of imperial physicians in the room gathered around and scolded the wind constantly. Chapter 107 The Royal Physician of the Kingdom of Fire. Where's the kid from? Dare to come to our daimyo's bedroom. Don't get me wrong, I am a Konoha ninja here to protect the princess, so. Then go protect the princess and come here to join in the fun. Before Fengjian could finish speaking, these imperial physicians scolded Fengjian again. Do you think all of your ninjas are genius doctors? Even our imperial doctors can't save them. You, a ninja, dare to recommend yourself. You really have eaten the gall of a bear and a leopard. Whether it's cured or not, you'll know if you try it. Kazama didn't bother to dare these quack doctors anymore, and immediately went straight to the bed of the famous name of the country of fire. At this time, Daming of the Kingdom of Fire was in a coma because of the aggravation of his condition. Okay boy, you really have a seed. If you can't cure it today, don't say you are a ninja from Konoha, you are Hokage from Konoha, and we will cut your head off. That's right, I don't believe you can be cured of this little stray hair. Just wait and be beheaded. What if it's cured? Kazama said as he injected a trace of young fire into daimyo's body. Humph. If you are cured, we imperial doctors will give you 10,000 kowtows. These imperial doctors are not afraid of the bet between Hefeng, because they think that Fengjian is lost. After all, in their eyes, ninjas can only kill people, how can they save people? Okay. What? The imperial doctors were still laughing at Fengjian for a second, waiting to see Fengjian shriveled, but the next second they heard Fengjian say it was okay. So they all walked over in shock. At this time, the big name on the bed had gradually improved, and it didn't take long for him to fully wake up. How is this possible? Seeing that Fengjian 3 hits 5 and eliminates 2, he will completely eliminate the illness of the Fire Country Daimyo. The imperial physicians were immediately embarrassed and could not wait to find a crack to burrow in. Boy, you're not using a medical technique, it must be a magic trick. Not bad. Otherwise, our name wouldn't get better so quickly. In order to save face, these imperial physicians scolded the wind again. Pause. The Fire Country Daimyo, who then woke up, immediately ordered the guards to beat these imperial doctors into pig heads. Is this little brother using magic tricks? Don't I know this client? My condition can be cured now, All thanks to the help of this little genius doctor. How dare you reverse right and wrong, pull them all out and beat 80% of them. Bored. Wait a minute. At this time, Fengshi immediately smiled and said to the Fire Country's daimyo, "These imperial doctors have a bet with me first. If I save you, they will give me 10,000 kowtows, you see." Okay, since there is an appointment ahead, why don't you hurry up and kowtow to the little genius doctor? Knock. Let's knock. Just now we were all blind-eyed people. Please, the little genius doctor, you have a lot of adults. Don't have the same knowledge as us. These imperial physicians banged their heads while speaking. In the future, just to give them courage, they will not dare to underestimate Fengyan's medical skills. This little brother has done a lot of healing. Come here, give me 10,000 taels of gold. I rely on, as expected of the famous name of the country of fire, the shot is really generous. Kazama felt extremely happy when he saw the reward given by the great name of the Kingdom of Fire to him. After all, he desperately needs funds to maintain his Otogakur village. This is also the main reason why he protects the princess of the Land of Fire. As long as the task is completed, the rewards of the Fire Kingdom will definitely be indispensable. My Otogakur village, it will be even stronger. Chapter 108 The Great Name of the Land of Fire Obeys Me. Brother Kazama, thank you so much for saving my life. I only heard that you are very talented before, but I never thought that your medical skills are also superb. I admire it. After everyone left, the Fire Country daimyo hurriedly walked in front of the wind with a smile on his face. Before there were too many people here, so I didn't reveal your true identity, which made those imperial doctors look down on you. I hope you forgive me. Hearing the words of the great name of the country of fire, Kazama immediately smiled and nodded. Your name is serious. Our Lord Hokage has already explained the situation to me. I came here to keep my name incognito, and then let out the bandits who attacked the princess, so as to kill them all. So as long as I can protect the princess and kill the bandits, I don't care about the rest. Well said. Then I'll send someone to take you to see the princess now. Not good. The princess has to go to the dance. We really can't stop it. At this moment, several guards rushed over in a panic. And there are scratches on his face, obviously injured by the unruly princess. What do you want to eat? The Fire Nation's daimyo immediately scolded these guards angrily. There are so many people in a place like a dance party. If the thieves take the opportunity to capture the princess, I can't spare you, and if I can't stop it, I have to stop it. This. Hearing the reprimand of the Fire Nation's great name, these guards seemed extremely embarrassed. They naturally did not dare to disobey daimyo's orders. But the princess is the daughter of the big name, and they also dare not use strong means to stop it. If you are a little careless, you will still be punished by the name. Daimyo, if you want me to say, let the princess go to the ball, and by the way, the guards around the princess will be evacuated. What? Hearing the words of the wind, it was not only the big name of the country of fire that was shocked. Even the guards cast curious glances at the wind. They don't know Kazami, and they don't know Kazami's name. Therefore, upon hearing what Kazama said now, he immediately snickered. You must know that the name of the country of fire is more important than the safety of the princess. Now that Kazama asked to withdraw the guards, this is clearly putting the princess in danger. Humph, this kid is probably going to lose his head. Just when these guards were about to watch the joke in the wind. However, seeing the always strict name of the country of fire, he actually nodded to the wind. Okay, then listen to what you said, and immediately remove all the guards. As for the dance, the princess can participate if she wants to. What? Seeing the dignified name of the country of fire, he actually followed the advice of a strange young man. These guards suddenly looked at me, I looked at you, and they all looked at each other. What are you still doing? Hurry up and execute my orders. Yes. Seeing the anger of the Fire Nation's daimyo, these guards hurriedly left here. Hey, I deliberately concealed the news of my illness, just because I didn't want my daughter to worry. Who knows, she's not worried, she even ran out to play, completely ignoring those thieves. It doesn't matter, as long as I'm here, it won't be a problem to catch these bandits. Seeing Kazama so confident, the Fire Nation daimyo immediately patted his shoulder happily. Little brother Kazama, just now you proposed to withdraw the guards and let the princess go to the dance. Could it be that you want to lure snakes out of their holes? The Fire Nation's daimyo is also a smart person, and he immediately guessed Kazama's intention. Chapter 109 Play as a pig and eat a tiger. Yes, as long as we remove the guards of the princess and let the princess go to a place with many people, those bandits will definitely be fooled. As long as they dare to do something, I can catch them as soon as possible, so as to avoid future troubles. Okay, then there is the little brother in the labor force. And Konoha sent ninjas to protect the princess of the Land of Fire. It also spread to the ears of the bandits who were about to attack the princess. Boss, I heard that the country of fire has found a ninja to protect his daughter. I think it's not a good start this time. You know the shit. Another thief immediately grabbed the words and said. Konoha only sent a teenage genin, and he was reprimanded by the guard who guarded the gate as soon as he arrived at the palace, but this genin didn't even dare to fart, and we have thousands of brothers, how could it be? Scared of a trash genin. Not bad. At this time, the bandit leader also sneered immediately. Since Konoha didn't take us seriously, then I have to let them know what regret is. This time I will not only capture the princess, but also kill this genin, so that Konoha knows how powerful we are. The news that these bandits heard was deliberately spread by the winds of the Kingdom of Fire. There is only one purpose, and that is to make these bandits despise themselves and show up as soon as possible. As long as these bandits dare to show up, the wind will be able to catch them all. But Kazejian didn't expect that he had not met the bandit when he came to the dance, but was humiliated by the princess of the Land of Fire first. You guys, Konoha, are so daring to send only one genin to protect me. I heard that Konoha has a genius ninja, Sanada Kazama. Why didn't you send him? This. Hearing the words of the princess of the Kingdom of Fire, Kazama was both happy and helpless. Because he is Sanada Kazama, but he can only remain anonymous for the sake of the mission. Sanada Kazama has another mission, so I can't protect the princess, but my subordinate's strength is similar to Sanada Kazama, so. Shut up, you're the only one who compares to Sanada Kazama, do you deserve it? I think you're nothing but good looking. Okay, for the sake of you saying I'm handsome, I'll continue to endure it. The wind said helplessly. At this moment, a gorgeously dressed little white face immediately walked over with a smile. What's the matter, my princess? Did this little bastard make you angry? Would you like me, the king of the lake, to teach him a lesson? Although Kazama can endure the savagery of the princess of the Land of Fire, but he will never endure the contempt of others, especially the contempt of the little white face. Just when the wind wanted to give the prince of the lake a little color, the princess actually helped Kazama, and took the lead in reprimanding this little white face. This is my person, it's not up to you to teach me a lesson. It turned out that although this little white face was the prince of the Land of Lakes, he was also a famously hungry ghost. So the princess hated him very much. Don't be so indifferent, princess, our country of the lake and your country of fire have long been married. You will be mine sooner or later. Since you will enter the bridal chamber sooner or later, why don't you let me try it now? Relying on his identity as the prince of the lake, this little white face immediately wanted to attack the princess. At this moment, a figure stood directly in front of Xiaobai's face and grabbed his salty pig's hand. Chapter 110 The King of Hanging Lake. Fuck you, how dare you spoil me? Seeing that Fengjian dared to stop him, this little white face immediately turned into anger. Because in his eyes, Fengjian is a useless person. How could it not make him angry that his dignified prince of the lake was stopped by a useless man? It's just to ruin your good deeds, why aren't you convinced? The Prince of Color. With a little force in the wind, he grabbed the little white-faced salty pig's hand to Ching Yuhi's incomparable. He screamed in pain, almost slumped on the ground, and then was thrown into the corner by the wind. This little white face never expected that Fengjian seemed to be thin, but his strength was so strong. "Bastard, how dare you insult the name of our country of lakes, come here. Teach me a lesson for this ignorant asshole." Jonins behind him immediately surrounded the wind room. "This kid is going to suffer, but the other party is 3 Jonin. Deserving it. Who told this kid to be a hero to save the beauty?" The surrounding princes and nobles all gathered at this time, all wanting to take the opportunity to watch the excitement. "What are you doing? This is the territory of our country of fire, hurry up and get your subordinates out of the way." Although the princess of the land of fire does not look down on Fengjian, she will not watch her subordinates being bullied by others. "Humph. As the prince of the land of lakes, as your future husband Kun, can't I teach this ignorant servant a lesson?" While covering Tong Yuhi's hands. "Let me tell you, Xiao Mao, if you want to learn from other people's heroes to save beauty, you have to be able to do it. My 3 subordinates are serious Jonin. Let them teach you how to be a man today. Boy, you should hurry up and beg for mercy. How can you 1 Genin fight with 3 Jonins? Yeah, don't rebel against the little bastard, this is your destiny." Everyone immediately laughed in the wind. At this moment, the 3 Jonin from the land of lakes also roared towards him. The face of this kind of attack, Kazama didn't bother to dodge, but directly cast Mangekyo Sharingan demonic illusion on the 3 of them. Then an unexpected scene happened. Because the 3 lake kingdoms, Jonin, first started to kill each other. Then he launched an attack on the surrounding princes and nobles who were watching the excitement. It didn't take long for these people to be beaten, their noses bruised and their faces swollen, scaring everyone to hug their heads. "You bastard, how dare your men attack us?" While these princes and nobles fled in embarrassment, they kept yelling at the little white face. Seeing this sudden change, Xiaobai's face was furious and he was furious. "Aren't you fucking crazy? Stop me now." But this little white face is fine. Now his reprimand has caused the siege of the 3 men. Even this little white face was beaten into a pig's head. Jonin of the 3 lake countries are strong, they are completely unable to resist in front of the pair of Mangekyo Sharingan in the wind. Seeing the chaos in the field, but Fengjian was safe and sound, the princess of the kingdom of fire was shocked and felt that Fengjian was unusual. "You bastard, what sorcery did you use?" At this time, the little white face scolded the wind while avoiding the attack of his subordinates. "I'm a genin, what kind of magic is there?" I said, "The prince of sex, don't you want your subordinates to attack me? Come on, it will be done if you wait any longer." "Little bastard, give it to me." Xiao Baimian was about to threaten Fengjian, but he was kicked and eaten by his 3 subordinates. "Humph, it's really lively here." At this moment, a group of bandits with steel knives immediately surrounded everyone. "Good come." Seeing that he finally led out these bandits, Feng Jian was overjoyed. Because then he can kill the bandit and receive the bounty. Chapter 111 One trick to solve the 3,000 thieves. It's a bandit. Run. The princes and nobles who had been watching the fun before were not too serious. Now when they see the bandits attacking, they are all frightened and rushing to flee. There is no such high-spirited look in the past at all, and some even start to lame with fright. At this time, the bandit leader immediately walked towards the princess of the land of fire with a wild laugh. "Last time you were able to escape because of your fate, this time you will never be able to escape from my palm. If you are sensible, please inform your father and king to send the ransom money, otherwise I don't mind letting my men open meat." You. Hearing the words of the bandit leader, the princess of the land of fire was instantly frightened and trembling all over. Even though she was arrogant and willful on weekdays, but now she is facing a murderous bandit, she is naturally terrified. "Don't panic, it's all right," Kazama said and blocked the princess of the land of fire behind her. "Humph, it looks like that bastard sent by Konoha." The bandit leader didn't take Fengjian seriously at all, and even laughed at him. Your own life is at risk. You dare to say nothing in front of me, and pretend to be calm to me. Well, I'll cut you first today, and let Konoha know that we are not easy to mess with. The bandit leader said and jumped up, and the broad-backed golden sword in his hand instantly slashed towards Fengjian's head. Boom! Just when everyone thought that the wind would be cut in two. However, he found that the wind was still standing still. And the leader of the bandit who attacked in the wind was shocked and flew out. As for the broad-backed golden knife that hit the wind, it has long since been turned into pieces. I rely on. At this time, the princes and nobles who were being held hostage, as well as the surrounding bandits, were all stunned. Because neither the bandits nor these princes and nobles, they didn't take Kazama in the first place. But now, Kazama was unscathed by the full blow of the bandit leader. Only then did everyone know that they had underestimated the wind room earlier. Have you not eaten? I can still hold on with a little effort. Fengjian immediately laughed at the bandit leader who was knocked to the ground by himself. This little bastard's head is so hard. Tie the princess of the land of fire to me. Seeing that he couldn't help the wind, the bandit leader again aimed at the princess of the land of fire. But before these bandits approached, they saw a huge golden skeleton appearing around the princess of the fire kingdom. Seeing the appearance of this golden skeleton, let alone those thieves slumped on the ground in fright. Even the princess herself was stunned. Don't panic, princess, this is Susanoo, specially designed to protect you. What? Oh. Although the princess of the land of fire does not know what Susanoo is. But she let out a sigh of relief after learning that it was Kazami's protection for her. Fancy, I don't believe you alone can handle thousands of us. Give it all to me. Although these bandits have been frightened by Kazama's moves. But after hearing the orders of his leader, he still fought hard to kill the wind. For a ninja, there is no difference between a bandit and 1,000 bandits, Amaterasu. With the appearance of the black flame of Amaterasu, the thousands of bandits were instantly burned into nothingness. Seeing how easily Kazama killed thousands of bandits, the princess of the land of fire, the princes and nobles in the house, and the little white face of the land of lakes. All of them felt how foolish it was to laugh at Kazama and look down on Kazama. Especially the little white face in the land of lakes. Only now did he realize that his previous initiative to provoke Fengjian was simply killing him. As long as Fengjian is willing, he can be smashed into scum at any time. And even more surprised is the princess of the land of fire. Because in her eyes, the wind is an ordinary genin. But the strength that Kazama is showing now is even more powerful than the genins he has met before. Who the hell are you? You're no ordinary genin. Hearing the inquiry from the princess of the land of fire, Kazama immediately smiled and nodded. I'm definitely not an ordinary genin because I'm better looking than other genins. Just as the wind was talking, the bandit leader suddenly broke through the window and fled. Kazama then used the Mokuden wood-style clone to continue to protect the princess of the land of fire, and he flew after him. And this bandit leader was actually spared by Kazama on purpose. Because Kazama wants to control him with Kotoamatsukami and let him lead him to find the treasure cave of the bandits. Since these bandits live by robbing houses, they must have a lot of gold-silver jewelry. So Kazama wanted to use these gold-silver jewelry to expand the wealth of Otogakure village. With the leader of the bandit leading the way, it didn't take long for the wind to find this treasure cave. But as soon as Kazama came in, he saw a familiar figure, Black Zetsu. Chapter 112 Hanging Black Zetsu again. Sanada Kazama. At this time, Black Zetsu also discovered Kazama. After all, Black Zetsu's perception is no less than Kazama's. You are a member of Akatsuki, you actually appear in the treasure cave of the bandit, it is interesting, the art of Hiraishin. He flashed behind Black Zetsu. Although Kazama knows his current strength, there is no way to completely kill Black Zetsu. Since we met here, it would make Black Zetsu suffer a bit. After all, this guy is the initiator of the Fourth Ninja World War. With Kazama's punch, Black Zetsu's chest was pierced instantly. Don't look at Fungyun's mediocre punch, but it contains 100% of the power of different fire. And it is the full power of 12 different fires. Boy, I don't have a heart, this trick of yours is useless to me, haha. Even though the wind was pierced through his chest, Black Zetsu still didn't care. I know, that's why I'm burning you to ashes. What? At this moment, the 12 strange fires instantly covered Black Zetsu's entire body. Today's Black Zetsu seems to have become a burning man, and was burned into nothingness in an instant. You're still a long way from killing me. Black Zetsu actually drilled out of the ground at this time, wrapping Kazama's body completely. Boy, I accept your body rudely, and your spirit merges. Black Zetsu is trying to control Kazama through his trump card. It's a pity that he underestimated the ability of the wind. Not to mention the indestructible volcanic stone flames on the surface of the wind. The 12 different fires in Kazama's body, the existence that Black Zetsu can't match. It can't be integrated. Seeing that Kazama's body was already entangled by himself, but still unable to control it, Black Zetsu couldn't help but be startled. Kowloon Thunder Gang Fire. Just as Black Zetsu was shocked, 9 dragons of thunder and fire immediately emerged from Kazama's body. Black Zetsu hurriedly got out of Kazama's body. But even so, he could not avoid the siege of the 9 dragons of thunder and fire. Although it can't kill you, it's still okay to abuse you. With Kazama's sneer, the 9 dragons of thunder and fire have started to attack Black Zetsu in a row. You bastard in the wind, wait for me. Hearing the scolding from the ground, Kazama knew that Black Zetsu had already escaped along the ground. Because Black Zetsu's body can be torn and repaired infinitely, there is no way to kill Black Zetsu without the power of 6 paths. These Kazama have long known, so he is now doing this to scare Black Zetsu away. So that you can smoothly transfer the treasure in the cave. However, Kazama was still a little puzzled about the reason why Black Zetsu appeared here. So he immediately walked in front of the bandit leader. Through questioning the bandit leader, Kazama realized that these bandits were ordered by Black Zetsu. That's why they kidnapped the princess of the Land of Fire in an attempt to obtain a large amount of ransom and then provide funds for Akatsuki. It's a pity that these gold-silver jewels are going to belong to my Otogakur village, haha. Kazama said that. He performed the Hiraishin technique and brought all these gold and silver jewels back to Otogakur village. At this time, after Black Zetsu escaped, he immediately notified Pain to let him come to help him kill Kazama. But when Pain and Black Zetsu returned to the cave, Kazama had already disappeared. Damn, I actually let this little bastard escape. Black Zetsu cursed inwardly. It's better to take away the gold-silver jewelry in this cave, lest there be too many dreams at night. Don't worry, the amount of gold-silver jewelry here is amazing, and ordinary people can't move it even if they want to. Black Zetsu said and led Pain to the place where the gold-silver jewelry was stored. What the hell is going on here? When I saw the gold-silver jewelry that was fine before, it has disappeared without a trace. Black Zetsu and Pain couldn't help looking at each other. Chapter 113 Playing Pain and Black Zetsu. It must be that little stray hair in the wind who stole these gold-silver jewelry. Didn't you say that there are so many gold-silver jewels here that he can't steal them? I don't know what's going on. The desperate Black Zetsu and Pain had no choice but to return to Akatsuki's base again. What they didn't expect was that the two of them had just returned. Actually found that Kazami also came to their base. It turned out that Kazama took away the gold-silver jewelry in the cave. He wanted to take advantage of the situation to steal the gold-silver jewelry from the Akatsuki base. Why with the mark on Black Zetsu, he used the Hiraishin technique to come here. Good boy, you are really not afraid of death, you dare to come to our Akatsuki's territory, today I will let you go back and forth. Seeing Kazama's appearance, Black Zetsu couldn't help sneering. This guy is Kazama, hurry up and kill him. Seeing Black Zetsu and Pain killing him, Kazama smiled coldly, turned his head and ran away. Naturally, Black Zetsu and Pain wouldn't let Kazama go, so they immediately chased after them. With the departure of Black Zetsu and Pain, Kazama's figure reappeared here. It turned out that the one who escaped just now was Kazama's Mokuden, wood-style clone, whose purpose was to lure Black Zetsu and Pain away. Then take the opportunity to steal the gold-silver jewelry from the Akatsuki base. Damn it, it's just a Mokuden, wood-style clone. At this time, Pain and Black Zetsu were led away by the Mokuden, wood-style clone of Kazama, only to realize that they had been fooled. So hurriedly turned around and headed towards the base. This kid in the wind deliberately lured us away. I think that in all likelihood, he wanted to steal the gold from our base. Don't worry, he will never steal it. Black Zetsu said quite confidently. You must know that the gold in our base weighs hundreds of tons. How can one person take it away? Just when Black Zetsu swore a pledge. Kazama has used the technique of Hiraishin to successfully steal the hundreds of tons of gold from the Akatsuki base. Damn it, this bastard in the wind. After returning to the base, Black Zetsu saw that the place where the gold was originally stored was actually empty. Immediately, he roared up to the sky, but there was nothing he could do. At this time, Orochimaru and others in Otogakur village were worried about the lack of funds in the village. According to Lord Kazama's previous instructions, although we snatched some gold-silver jewelry from the surrounding bandits, but the number is too small, there is no way to maintain the consumption of the village. Didn't Kazama-sama say he would find a way? Lord Kazama is not a god, how could he find so much money alone? Just as everyone groaned, a golden light suddenly flashed. Then Kazama and a large number of gold-silver jewelry appeared in front of everyone. Seeing this hill of gold-silver jewelry, Orochimaru and the others all looked at each other in dismay. What's the matter, everyone? Haven't seen so much gold-silver jewelry. Hearing Kazama's words, Orochimaru and the others immediately laughed happily. I said, Kazama-sama, how on earth did you manage to bring so much gold-silver jewelry all at once? Yeah, I see these gold-silver jewels piled up like two hills, where did you get them? It's a long story, but we won't have to worry about money anymore in Otogakur village. Hearing what the wind said, everyone immediately nodded happily. Chapter 114 Stunned Uchiha Itachi. Kazuma-sama, our Otogakur village has changed a lot during the time you left. Immediately, Orochimaru and the others couldn't wait to talk about the changes in Otogakur village. Previously, no one in our place was willing to join. But since you built the Fallen Heart Flame Pagoda and Qinglian Earth Heart Pagoda, countless people have come here. And because our environment is beautiful, many people from other countries have come to live here. Now we can be described as a city like a city. For the changes here, the wind has long expected. After all, his Otogakur village has the Fallen Heart Flame Tower that can speed up his cultivation. There is also the Qinglian Geocentric Pagoda, which prevents going into the devil. This is something that other ninja villages do not have. Therefore, there must be countless people who come here. I saw my Otogakur village, there was already the prototype of the five-nation ninja village. Kazama sighed that his efforts were not in vain. Afterwards, Kazama used the Hiraishin technique again to head to the cave. Take the bandit leader to the Palace of Fire Kingdom. It's really a hero. Brother Kazama, you really impress me. Seeing that Kazejian not only protected the princess, annihilated the bandit, but even captured the bandit leader alive. The name of the country of fire was full of praise for Kazama, and immediately rewarded Kazama with 1,000,000 taels of gold. With the completion of the task, the princess of the land of fire naturally knew the true identity of Kazama. Seeing that the Konoha genin who protects him is actually the genius ninja Sanada Kazama that he dreamed of seeing. The princess of the kingdom of fire immediately came to the Daming Palace happily, but it was a pity that Kazama had already left at this time. Is it really fate? I can't even say thank you to you. Looking at the place where Kazami left, the princess of the land of fire murmured. Just as the wind was on its way back to Konoha, a flock of crows suddenly appeared in the sky. Kazama knew that this was the signal he had agreed with Itachi. Since this signal appears, it means that Itachi must have mastered the information that Akatsuki is preparing to capture the tailed beast. Kazama was overjoyed, and immediately rushed to the location indicated by the signal. The higher the rank of the different fires Kazama now obtains, the more ninjutsu he needs to absorb. At this time, it is too slow to absorb the enemy's attack bit by bit. Therefore, Kazama urgently needs to absorb the power of the tailed beast to obtain the strange fire. After all, absorbing the attack of a tailed beast can obtain several kinds of different fires in a row. And at the same time, it can also obtain a higher level of tailed beast power. Therefore, in the eyes of Fengjian, the tailed beast has become a medicinal elixir for him to improve his strength. You're amazing, you were able to steal all of Akatsuki's funds. As soon as Kazama arrived at the appointed place, he heard Itachi compliment him. Haha, I think your Akatsuki leader must be mad. When the wind said that, he laughed. Now that you're on our Akatsuki's kill list, you must be careful next time. It doesn't matter, the soldiers will block the water and cover the soil. Since I dare to fight against Akatsuki, I am not afraid that they will trouble me. With Kazama's current strength, Akatsuki is no longer his opponent. You came to me this time. Could it be that Akatsuki is going to start an operation to capture the tailed beast? That's right. Akatsuki has already handed over the task of capturing Aikyo Shukaku to Deidara and Sasori. The two of them will go to reconnaissance these days, and they will start operations after the reconnaissance is over. I've already absorbed the chakra of the first and second tails, and now the third one is in urgent need. Thinking of this, Kazama immediately asked Itachi, is there only news about the capture of one tail now? Is there any news about the tailed beast after 3 tails? Although Akatsuki has already mastered the whereabouts of all the tailed beasts, the order in which they capture the tailed beasts starts with the first tail. Before the first and second tails are captured, the leader of the third tail, Akatsuki, will not disclose it, so I'm not too sure. If that's the case, then I'll let them get the first and second tails immediately, so they will carry out the action to capture the third tail. By that time, you should be able to know the whereabouts of the third tail, right? That's right, but how did you get Akatsuki to catch Aikyo and 2 tails at the same time? It's easy. When Kazama said that, he immediately transformed into Shukaku Ichi, and then he became a cat with 2 tails. What? You actually possess the power of a tailed beast. Seeing the change in the wind, even Uchiha Itachi, who had always been steady, couldn't help but be surprised at this moment. Chapter 115 Silly Sunagakur Village. Just when Itachi was shocked, Kazama turned into Isofuk Mio again, and then returned to his original appearance. Itachi couldn't believe Kazama's ability to have 1 and 2 tails. Now that I see Kazama again, Isofu Mio's abilities are master. Itachi was shocked and took a few steps back, dumbfounded. Fengjian, why do you shock me every time I see you? Itachi said and shook his head with a sigh. Because in front of Kazama, he, the genius of the Uchiha clan, seemed so mediocre. And since you already have the power of the 3 tails, why are you still searching for the whereabouts of the 3 tails? You should search for the 4 tails now, right? Hearing Itachi's question, Kazama immediately explained the situation to him. Because I have to absorb the chakra of the 3-tailed, in order to obtain the power of the 4-tailed, I cannot directly leapfrog to absorb the 4-tailed, so the order I am absorbing the tailed beast is the same as Akatsuki's catching the tailed beast. So it is. Although Itachi was very curious about Kazama's ability to absorb tailed beasts. But he did not continue to ask. After all, this is the secret of the wind. Although you have mastered the abilities of 1 tail and 2 tails, how do you let Akatsuki obtain it? If Akatsuki draws out your power of the tail beast, you will also die. Don't worry about this, I have my own way. Okay. Seeing Kazama's confidence, Itachi didn't ask any more questions. After all, he is very clear about the ability of the wind. As long as the wind is out, there is nothing that can't be done. And Kazama's current plan is to transform into Shukaku, and deliberately let Deidara and Sasori capture him. Then when Geto-Mazo, demonic statue of the outer path, absorbed his own chakra, only half of it was left for Geto-Mazo, demonic statue of the outer path, to absorb. In this way, Geto-Mazo, demonic statue of the outer path, will still open the corresponding eyes, and his own life will not be in danger. Then he can take the opportunity to escape, using the same method to transform into a two-tailed cat and let Akatsuki capture. As a result, Geto-Mazo, demonic statue of the outer path, absorbs half of the power of the tailed beast, and the synthesis of 10 tails will fail in the future. And he will successfully obtain the full power of the 9-tailed beasts. After making up his mind, Kazama immediately rushed to Sunagakure village, the land of winds. At this time, the one-tailed Jinchuriki, column force Gaara has become the new Kazekage. When he heard about Kazama's plan, he immediately thanked Kazama again and again. After all, Kazama's plan directly protected him as a Jinchuriki column force. Kaze, now you help me one after another, I really don't know how to thank you. No need to thank you, we are allies after all, these are what I should do. Seeing Gaara shed those moved tears, Kazama immediately felt a little embarrassed. Because the main purpose of the wind room is not to protect Gaara. Rather, it's to speed up Akatsuki's recovery of 1 tail and 2 tails, and then get the whereabouts of 3 tails. When Gaara told Kazama's plan to the top of Sunagakure village. By the senior management of Sunagakure village. Because they don't believe Kazama has the ability to transform into Shukaku. And even more do not believe that Kazekage can protect their Kazekage Gaara. I said, you kid, since you know that Akatsuki will attack our Kazekage, why didn't you notify Hokage of Konoha and let her send someone to support our Sunagakure village? Yeah, even if you Konoha don't send people, our Sunagakure village should do our best to fight the enemy, but you told us to stand still. You are the only one to fight against Akatsuki, you are not afraid of death, but even if you die, you can't stop Akatsuki continue to collect Aikyo Shukaku. Seeing these high-level Sunagakure being so pedantic, Kazama couldn't help shaking his head. Then, without waiting for everyone to react, Kazama used the power of Shukaku again. Seeing that Kazama becomes exactly the same as the Shukaku Aikiku in Gaara's body. The executives of Sunagakure village were dumbfounded. How is it? Now believe that I have the ability of Shukaku Aikyo. All you need to do now is to stand guard. If you act without authorization, you will only cause fearless damage. As long as you follow my plan, I promise you that in the future of Sunagakure village will not be harassed by Akatsuki. Quote. Hearing Kazama's words, I saw that Kazama really has the ability of Shukaku. Sunagakure village executives could only nod their heads in agreement. At this moment, a large white bird appeared in the distance. Kazama knew that this was Deidara who came to investigate the news. But now that Deidara sees the appearance of Shukaku, he will definitely launch an attack in advance. This also happened to be in line with Kazami's thoughts. The earlier the enemy moves, the quicker he can get the whereabouts of Mio Isofuku. Chapter 116 Playing Akatsuki. Brother Sasori, it seems that Gaara from Sunagakure village has gone wild again, otherwise he wouldn't have turned into a tailed beast directly. Deidara in the distance really sees Kazama as the real Shukaku. Well, since we have the style, we will act immediately. Anyway, this time we are going to recycle Aikyo Shukaku. It is the same for early and late recycling. That's right, then this time, Big Brother Sasori, you can rest, I can hang Shukaku by myself, haha. Deidara said that and killed Shukaku Aikyo, who had become Kazama. At this time, Kazushi also left Sunagakure village and rushed towards Deidara in the distance. Kazama knows that Deidara's Bakuden explosion style is extremely powerful and wide-ranging. If his battle with Deidara caused casualties in Sunagakure village, it would be a little inappropriate. Yo, this Aikyo Shukaku dares to take the initiative to attack me, it's interesting. Deidara was overjoyed when she saw Shukaku, who had become Kazama, take the initiative to kill him. Because he just likes to fight against powerful enemies. As Deidara spoke, Shukaku, who had changed in the wind, launched a violent attack. Long before Hefeng struggled with each other. Although Kazama's initial plan was to let Deidara defeat him, and then be captured by them on purpose. But Kazama couldn't lose too obviously, because that Deidara wasn't a fool either. A tailed Shukaku is a tailed beast no matter how rubbish it is, and it cannot be defeated by a single blow. Then Shukaku, who turned into Kazama, fought with Deidara for thousands of rounds. Immediately feigned a loss and was intentionally wounded by Deidara's Bakuden explosion style. Then Kazama turned into Gaara again. After all, Aikyo Shukaku is Gaara, it's a well-known thing. Do the whole thing, and Deidara will be fooled. At this moment, Deidara burst out laughing when he saw that he had really defeated Shukaku Aikyo. So he immediately picked up Gaara, who had changed in the wind, and returned to Akatsuki's base. What? Beating Shukaku so quickly? Seeing Deidara and Sasori's successful return, Akatsuki leader Pain was taken aback. Haha, of course, in front of my explosive art, all tailed beasts are vulnerable. Well, not bad. At this time, because the changes in the wind were too realistic, everyone in Akatsuki did not find any clues. Instead, he immediately started the action of extracting the tailed beast from Kazama's body. At this time, Kazama saw that half of the chakra in his body had been extracted. So he immediately cut off the chakra delivery. Since Geto Mazo, demonic statue of the outer path, had already opened one eye, everyone didn't know it was Kazama's trick. I thought that the chakra had been completely absorbed. Therefore, the operation to recover our way began again. At this time, Kazama was overjoyed when he saw that Akatsuki had really fallen for his plan. So he immediately came to the vicinity of the Akatsuki base and turned into a two-tailed cat. What? At this time, the Akatsuki people were about to leave when they noticed the change in Kazama. Although they were shocked in their hearts, they didn't know that this was what Kazama pretended to be. Immediately, he launched another attack on the two-tailed cat that Kazama transformed into. While attacking, they talked to each other. Our Akatsuki's luck is really good, just caught the tail, and now the second tail has taken the initiative to show up. Yeah, this is God's help for me. If we go on like this, our action to recover the 9-tailed beasts will be completed soon. At this time, Kazushi immediately sneered when he heard Akatsuki's words. Because it's not them, Akatsuki can successfully recover the 9-tailed beast next. Instead, he has to successfully acquire the ability of 9-tailed beasts. And Akatsuki will continue to be kept in the dark by himself in the future. Chapter 117, A Man Called a God by Orochimaru. So Kazama did the same trick again, allowing Geto Mazo, demonic statue of the outer path, to absorb half of his two-tailed cat in power. Then Akatsuki really started to capture Mio Isofuke again. Isofu Mio is now hiding at the bottom of the lake in the Land of Fire. Because Mio has no human Jinchuriki column power, he is in a wild state and is erratic, so you too, Deidara and Sasori, act now. Seeing Akatsuki's Todo to leave, Kazama immediately cast Mokuden, wood-style clone to follow Deidara and Sasori, in order to find out the details of Miosuke. Then he used the technique of Hiraishin to come to the village of Otogakure. Because Kazama knew that Orochimaru's subordinate Yukimaru had the ability to summon the 3 tails. So Kazama wanted to use the clones to contain the 2 before Deidara and Sasori started to act. Then he asked Yukimaru to help him summon the 3 tails. Otherwise, let Deidara and Sasori beat Sanwei to death by themselves. Then there is no way to absorb the power of the 3 tails. What? Orochimaru was surprised to hear that Kazama wanted to borrow his subordinate Yukimaru. Because Yukimaru belonged to his forgotten subordinates, if it wasn't for Kazama to bring it up today, I'm afraid Orochimaru himself would not be able to remember it. Yukimaru has no fighting power. Let Yuhirin in the same stronghold go with him as protection. Lord Kazama is really amazing. You even know the names and abilities of my subordinates. Orochimaru thought, wiping the cold sweat from his brow. Then, he hurriedly used the secret technique and notified Yukimaru and Yuhirin. Lord Kazama, since you are going to capture Sanwei, why don't I find some men to help you? Just 3 taels, I'm enough alone. If ordinary people say this, they will definitely be laughed off. Kiba. Orochimaru didn't have any doubts after hearing Kazuma's words. Because he knew that Kazama was fully capable of capturing Mitsuha. That's right. Take the time to bring the ghost lamp Shueyu from your base, Shangrin from the southern secret office, and Libra Ziwu from the northern stronghold to Otogakure village to strengthen the strength of Otogakure village. What? Oh, okay. Hearing the words Kazama said before leaving, Orochimaru almost collapsed to the ground in shock. Although these people are indeed his subordinates, only he knows the whereabouts of these people. Now Kazama knows not only their names and strengths, but even their locations. Orochimaru once again sighed that the wind is not a human being, but a god. Sister Yuhirin, is this the meeting place that Orochimaru-sama said? Long for Yukimaru and Yuhilien to arrive at the appointed place between Hefeng. That's right, it's here. Yuhilien could speak. Kazama immediately appeared in front of the two of them. Yukimaru, be careful. Yuhirin hurriedly blocked Yukimaru behind her, and prepared to attack Kazama herself. Since Yuhirin and Yukimaru have never seen Kazama, they regard Kazama as an enemy. Don't be impulsive, I'm Sanada Kazama. Fart. Kazama could finish his introduction. Yuhilien scolded him angrily. Sanada Kazama is an existence that even our Orochimaru-sama admires. You, a weak brat, dare to use the name of Kazama-sama and take your life. Yuhilien couldn't help but immediately attacked Kazama. Crystal escaped crystal prison. At this moment, a crystal cage appeared under Kaze's feet, trapping him completely. Sister Yuhilien, we should ask the identity of this person first, right? If it is a friend rather than an enemy, wouldn't we kill innocent people? This. Hearing Yukimaru's words, Yuhilien also felt that she was a little reckless just now. But the enemy trapped by my crystal will be crystallized, and even if I release him, he will not survive. Boom. As soon as Yuhilien's voice fell, the Jingdun cages that were trapped in the wind were all broken and disintegrated. And the wind room came out of it intact. What? Your body is not crystallized. Yuhilien was so frightened that she took a few steps back. It was the first time she had seen someone who was still alive after being hit with a crystal escape, so she was naturally shocked. Chapter 118 Hanging Mio Isozuke. How is it, now you believe that I am Sanada Kazama? Hearing Kazama's words, and seeing the ability Kazama is showing now, Yuhilien can't believe it. Before, they were all small and blind, and they offended Lord Kazama. Please spare your life. Yuhirin and Yukimaru hurriedly apologized to Kazama. After all, Kazama is an existence that Orochimaru is afraid of, and as Orochimaru's subordinates, they are naturally more afraid of Kazama. It's okay, I'm often misunderstood by others anyway, I'm used to it. Kazama smiled and helped Yuhirin and Yukimaru up. Seeing that Kazama didn't blame himself, Yuhilien and Yukimaru let out a sigh of relief. Kazuma-sama, I heard Orochimaru-sama say that you want me to summon Mio Isofuke. Not bad. Fengjian said and pointed to a lake not far away. As far as I know, Isofu Mio is in this lake, but since Mitsuha has no human Jinchuriki column power, it is in a wild state and can easily escape, so I need you to help me summon Mio. As ordered. Yukimaru is about to start the hand seal immediately, ready to summon the 3 taels. Wait. At this time, Kaze injected a trace of fallen heart flame into Yugiwen's body. This is. Seeing Kazama's move, both Yukimaru and Yuhirin were greatly puzzled. It takes a huge amount of chakra to summon the three tails. A little carelessness will put your life in danger. My fallen heart flame can improve your strength and save you from the worries of life. Thank you, Kazama-sama. Seeing Kazama caring about him so much, Yukimaru was greatly moved. Oops, Akatsuki is here. Following Yuhi Lian's exclamation, the figures of Deidara and Sasori immediately appeared in the sky. As Orochimaru's subordinate, Yuhiran naturally knows how terrifying Akatsuki's strength is. Don't worry, Kazama said and cast his clones, killing Deidara and Sasori in the distance. The purpose is to lure the two away, so that Yukimaru can successfully summon Miyosuke. This is a Mokuden wood-style doppelganger. Yuhi Lian was surprised to see that Kazama could actually use Mokuden wood-style. After all, this Mokuden wood-style is the secret technique of Senju Hashirama, the god of ninja, and no one can use it except him. Now the Kazama in front of her can actually cast a Mokuden wood-style clone, which naturally surprised Yuhi Lian. Although she has not yet seen the full power of Kazami. But just with this move, Mokuden wood-style, Yuhi Lian knew that Kazama was fully qualified to be the master of Orochimaru. In the distance, Deidara and Sasori were already fighting with Mokuden wood-style between Hefeng. Since the Mokuden wood-style clone can be real, Deidara and Sasori both thought it was Kazama's main body. Therefore, they all want to get rid of Kazama. After all, Kazama is their Akatsuki's slaying target. When Kazama saw Deidara and Sasori, he was led away by his Mokuden wood-style clone. Immediately, Yukimaru began to summon Mio Isofuke. Hand seal of Yukimaru's hands, a powerful energy burst out from within his body and rushed into the bottom of the lake in an instant. If it were normal, Yukimaru's body would definitely be overwhelmed. But now, with the help of the fallen heart flame in the wind, Yukimaru's summoning of the three tails has gone extremely smoothly. Boom! At this moment, layers of waves broke out on the calm lake, as if the entire lake was boiled. Then a giant tortoise with three tails covered in thorns appeared on the lake. Chapter 119 Absorb the power of Isofuji Mio. As this Mio Isofuke. As the summoner, Yukimaru also saw this legendary tailed beast for the first time. Leave now. Yuhi Lian hurriedly took Yukimaru away from the lake at this time. Three tails are powerful. If it were discovered by it, I'm afraid we will be killed in an instant. Yuhi Lian said and looked at Kazama next to her. Lord Kazama, now that Isofuji Mio has been summoned, what should we do next? You hide on the spot, and I will deal with the three tails alone. What? Hearing Kazama's words, Yuhi Lian couldn't help being taken aback. Even though she knew that Kazama was strong, she never thought that Kazama could deal with Sanwei alone. After all, this is a tailed beast that can destroy the world. How could humans be the opponents of the tailed beast? Just when Yuhi Lian was shocked, Kazama was already rushing towards Miiso on the lake. Oops, I think Kazama-sama will probably kill Huang Izumi this time. Why? Hearing Yuhiran's words, Yukimaru was greatly puzzled. Is there any need to ask? The other party is Santai. No matter how powerful the Kazama-sama is, he is only a human. How can he beat the over-tailed beast? Then let's hurry up and help. You're crazy. With the strength of the two of us, I'm afraid we'll be beheaded before we get close to Sanwei. Then what should I do? I don't want Lord Kazama to die like this. Just when Yukimaru and Yuhiran thought that Kazama would be beheaded by Isofuji Mio. Suddenly, a golden giant larger than Mio Isofuke appeared on the lake. 3 heads and 6 arms, the shape is like a mountain, and the gas is like thunder. In particular, the 6 weapons in the giant's hands were even more brilliant. With the appearance of this golden giant, Isofu Sano, who was still arrogant just now, was beaten and retreated after a few face-to-face fights, and he was unable to fight back. Damn it! What is the origin of this golden giant to actually defeat the tailed beast? It's Kazama. It's Lord Kazama. just when Yuhi Lien was shocked by the sudden appearance of the golden giant. Suddenly, I heard Yukimaru shouting beside him. Yuhi Lien took a closer look, and sure enough, she spotted Kazama's figure on the golden giant's head. How is this possible? Yuhi Lien slumped on the ground with a startled plop. Kazuma-sama actually has the ability to rival the tailed beast. This is simply the power of God. Yuhi Lientang sighed. Right, the full-body Susanoo is the power of God. This is still Kazama's fight now. If you let go of the fight, with the complete body of the 6 artifact Susanoo, the 3 tails would have been chopped to shreds. The main purpose of Kazama now is to force the 3 tails to release tailed beast bomb, and then take the opportunity to absorb it. Come on. At this moment, Mitsuha, who was beaten by Kazama's full-body Susanoo, finally went mad. Immediately cast tailed beast bomb in the storm. Kazama was overjoyed when he saw the tailed beast bomb that destroyed the world. Directly removed the complete body Susanoo, and greeted tailed beast bomb. Lord Kazama, be careful. Yuhirin and Yukimaru below were unaware of Kazama's plans. They just saw Kazama taking the initiative to greet tailed beast bomb with 3 tails. Isn't this courting death? The collision between Kazama and tailed beast bomb, Yuhi Lien and Yukimaru felt that Kazama was descended from the gods, and it was difficult to survive this time. After all, this tailed beast bomb is the killer of tailed beasts, enough to destroy the world. As long as you are hit, there is no chance of survival. But just when Yuhi Lien and Yukimaru felt sorry for the wind. Suddenly, after the water mist dissipated, the figure of Fengjian still stood on the lake. And it's still intact. Chapter 120. Get 4 different fires in a row. Even though Yuhirin and Yukimaru knew that Kazama was powerful. But Kazama didn't expect Kazama to survive with tailed beast bomb in his body. Because Yuhirin and Yukimaru were too shocked for a while, they both fell to the ground and fainted. Ding! Congratulations to the host for absorbing the 3-tailed beast bomb, obtaining the power of the 4-tailed monkey king, and turning into the 4-tailed body. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the bone spirit cold fire. This fire contains the ice attribute. It not only has the ability of ice and fire, but also enhances the host's Hyoten ice style to ultimate. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining Juyu Fengyan. This fire was born in the endless abyss. It can form a sonic attack, killing people in the invisible. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining 3000 flames of flames, which will enable the host to have a 3000 star physique and a strong recovery ability. Even if it is smashed into flesh, it can recover instantly. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Yuhi Lotus Karmic Fire. This is the fire of the 8 cold hells. It already has intelligence and can transform into a fire slave to help the host attack the enemy. Warm reminder to the host, you have now obtained 16 different fires, and the next 7 different fires can only be obtained by absorbing the power of the tailed beasts because of their powerful power. From the 4 tails to QB, 9 tails each absorb a tailed beast to get a strange fire. Damn it! It seems that the next strange fire is really awesome. It can only be obtained by absorbing the power of the tail beast, and only one kind can be obtained at a time, but it doesn't matter, just based on the current 16 kinds Yiwo, I am enough to look down on the world. Just when Kazama was laughing wildly, Mio Isofu who was on the lake immediately took advantage of the situation to kill Kazama. At this time, Kazama hadn't had time to act, but instead, his newly acquired Yuhi Lotus industry was cremated into a fire slave, and he knocked Sano Isofu to the ground with one move. Because the power of the Yuhi Lotus Karmic Fire was so great, even the entire lake was burned to the ground by the Yuhi Lotus Karmic Fire. At this time, the lake has become a flaming mountain. Kazama was worried that Huonu would kill Mio Isofu again, so he immediately ordered Huo to stop attacking. But when he saw Huonu's appearance, he suddenly became dizzy and almost fell to the ground. It turned out that the Huo slave that Yuhi was cremated into was actually a peerless beauty. I saw that she was wearing a long Yuhi-colored dress, which was sexy and solemn, and she was a little cute in her coquettishness. Even though Kazama is very determined, but now he is also attracted by the bewitching beauty that Yuhi Lianye cremated into. For a while, the mouth was dry, and the whole body was hot. Although this seat is owned by the master, if the master continues to show obscene eyes, I don't mind burning you to nothingness, master. Just the appearance of Huonu is enough to make Feng Jian fascinated. Now that I heard Huonu's charming voice again, Feng Jian felt that the bones on his body were almost crisp. However, in order to continue to maintain his normal Kunzi appearance, Kazama immediately coughed dryly and looked away with a pretense. I just looked surprised, not wretched. If the master is not obscene, why would he have a nosebleed? What? Hearing Huonu's words, Feng Jian subconsciously touched it with his hand. Sure enough, I found that my nosebleed was rushing out, as if spraying Izumi. Don't get me wrong, I've been a little angry recently. Fengjian hurriedly used Qinglian Earth Heart Fire to run around his body, so as to avoid continuing to indulge in the beauty of Huonu. Damn it, this Yuhi Lotus Fire is really powerful. I thought that after transforming, only the strength will increase, but now it is clearly the coexistence of strength and beauty. If she is used to defend the enemy in the future, I am afraid that the enemy will be attacked before it starts. Fascinated. Thinking of this, Feng Jian suddenly felt that it was too difficult to control the Yuhi Lotus karmic fire.